Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is The Raptor, and welcome back to another one of my reaction videos. And today we're going to be reacting to the new episode of Death Battle, which just came out, Scooby-Doo versus Courage the Cowardly Dog. I am very excited to see how Death Battle is going to handle this kind of episode. You know, these are two beloved cartoon characters that, you know, they are known for fighting to some degrees, but in terms of like a battle to the death, it's very out of place for these kinds of guys, but I'm still very excited to see what Death Battle does with this fight, because I know it's going to be super unique. In terms of who I'm rooting for, 100% Scooby-Doo. There's no question about that. I watched so many Scooby-Doo cartoons and movies when I was a kid. I think I own some as well, like Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster. I think I at least rented Cyber Chase at one point, so like a lot of stuff. You know, What's New Scooby-Doo, Mystery Incorporated, a lot of Scooby-Doo stuff. I think for Courage is because like Courage was on a Cartoon Network, right? I live in Canada where we don't get exactly like Cartoon Network or Disney Channel or Nickelodeon or whatever. We get like equivalent type channels, and I guess Courage the Cowardly Dog just didn't air on it very much because like I don't really remember seeing it being advertised. But I still like Courage well enough. And in terms of who I think is going to win this episode, I do think Courage is going to win. To me, it just seems like on average, he has more like Toon Force, like high Toon Force level feats. Now, Scooby does have Toon Force going for him, but to my knowledge, not to the same degree, especially when you compare it to like really like destructive force. Like I just think Courage has more going for him. I think Scooby does have some kind of like inconsistent feats. Like I know there was this whole thing where he apparently danced with Shaggy and they blew up the universe together or something, but like I think there's some weird stuff with that feat, and I don't believe it's very consistent either. So, you know, I'm really interested to see how they're going to handle this, but I think that just from a big picture perspective, I think that Courage just has more going for him in terms of fighting. But, you know, I could be proven wrong. We'll just have to wait and see what Death Battle says. So without further ado, let's get started.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by Shady Rays.
Nice. All right, let's go.
The miraculous mutt from Mystery Incorporated.
Courage, the Cowardly Dog, straight out of nowhere.
Canis
Right.
Familiaris,
I love that
best
image
friend.
of Courage too. Hey,
Dog.
Snoopy
No
and
animal
Bolt
companion has stood by
and
humanity's side
what's
as
his face,
long
Mr.
or
Peabody.
spoiling.
Even and maybe especially
and Jake the
these
dog.
two yellow-bellied, lily-livered scaredy cats.
Yep.
Dogs.
Yep,
These
scaredy
bears
dogs,
and
yep.
Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find
Yeah,
out who
I'm
will
very
win
excited
on
for
Death
this.
Battle.
Oh, that looks cool. Okay. It's like
Throughout the
hand-drawn with like a
ages,
3D
countless
environment.
Philosophers have posited the same question time and time again.
Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you?
Pretty
Yeah.
much everywhere. From cartoons
Still
to
can't figure it
comics,
out.
From video games to board games, from live theater.
Yeah.
You're the
everywhere.
Most incredible major motion picture
One of the most
all
popular
time.
cartoon
He's
dogs
the
in the
greatest
world.
Dane since Hamlet.
But his monumental presence in popular culture belies his humble origins. Born to Momsy and Dada-Doo in Doosville, USA.
Doosville?
What it used to be ever since they moved all those manufacturing
Wow.
jobs
And
to
Scoobert,
Bangladesh.
right?
Young
Yeah.
Scoobert was adopted
There you
by
go.
the Rogers family, and their
And he even says friends with Courage the Cowardly Dog. Same birthday as Bigfoot too.
Those friends
Right, yeah,
being
Shaggy.
Delbert Dinkley,
Gotta love
Daphne
him.
Blake, Fred Jones.
Yep, the
and
whole gang.
sometimes-
No. We don't talk about Scrappy.
Mystery Incorporated, a cadre of snot-nosed teenagers traveling the Nixon
Yeah, this is just my childhood, man.
Volkswagen, foiling seemingly paranormal crimes and unmasking corrupt authority figures.
All
Yep.
of whom definitely would have gotten away with it too if it
Weren't for the meddling kids.
and their dog.
Scooby
Yeah, and their
is
dog, too.
indispensable in Mystery Inc. investigations.
Oh,
Great
for
Danes
sure.
were bred by 17th century German nobility to hunt bear, boar, and deer.
I like how we're
Which
getting into
means
this
he's a
stuff. That's
master tracker.
not
Scooby's
necessary
super
necessarily, but
sniffer
it's
nose
nice.
Can root out the bad guys no matter how well hidden.
They were called
Okay.
Hammerhunda or chamber
Ooh.
dogs because they stay in their prince's chambers and protect them from assassins. Such brave, fearless doggos.
That
Too
doesn't
bad
sound
for
like
Shaggy and
Scooby.
the gang, the apple didn't just fall far from the tree.
Mm-hmm.
It defied the laws of Newtonian physics and rocketed into space at the speed of light.
Uh-huh.
Because Scooby is an absolute coward.
He's a
terrified
cowardly
of his own
dog.
Shadow and constantly anxious about everything imaginable. And his
To be fair,
only
so am I.
motivation is his delicious Scooby snacks.
Which
Yeah,
makes
and
it
I only
so
get motivated by
baffling
food,
that he's
too.
actually kind of a badass.
Scooby's a master of the dupe, a classic technique of cartoon tricksters.
Sometimes called the power of positive assertion.
Right, Bugs Bunny does this
Flexes
too.
his mastery of disguise to fool would-be attackers, like seducing zombies as a belly dancer, or tricking
Yeah.
a jester into entering an existential crisis.
This
Okay.
man was so thoroughly
I didn't watch
convinced
much of this
rethink
show.
His entire life. He went all the way home and got into bed before realizing he'd been fooled.
Obviously, these
Damn,
disguises shouldn't work.
that is
at all,
impressive.
but Scooby's just so supernatural.
I did enjoy those
talented,
movies.
They just do. See, this is a perfect example. No one in their right mind would think that that's anyone but Boomstick.
But that's
in an
Mama
awful
Boomstick.
Wig and makeup.
We've seen her before. Yeah. Come on, Wiz.
If those disguises
Come
are
on.
completely impossible, that's because they are. You might have thought of the Scooby-Doo series as being pretty grounded with all its men and masks.
Not
But then one
always,
day,
though.
The mask did not come off.
Yeah.
That's right.
Zombie Island.
Time again. The monsters started being real, and Scooby became just as bonkers to match. Like, remember those Scooby snacks? They started to give him a physical boost in strength.
Yep.
Kind of like Popeye's spinach.
That's nothing. Shaggy's brilliant uncle, Albert
Yeah,
Shackleford,
that shows
upgraded
Shaggy
the
and
snacks
Scooby-Doo Get a
with
Clue was
nanite
fun.
Technology, giving them a variety of different effects.
Yep.
Everything from invisibility, robotic armor, force field, super intelligence, and Panther.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nano machines, dog. And
Nano machine.
He can stretch and squash
Nice.
his body any way he likes. Even duplicate
All cartoons
himself or
can at this
regenerate
point.
From damage.
Like being chopped into pieces, crumbling into dust, or just blowing up.
His soul was literally
Wow, okay.
scared out of his body, and both his body and soul kept going at the same time. That doesn't make sense.
He
Not
can
really,
multiple
but
places at once, ignore
cartoons.
the laws of gravity, rewind time with his time scepter or super speed, draw things into existence, and mess with the plot of his own show.
Things getting a little too
Wow, okay, we're
spooky for him.
going
He'll
all
just
out
cut
with
the commercial
him.
break.
He's also got weapons like the Super Spooker 3000,
So he's never used plot
a gun
manipulation
that instills
offensively.
fear into the hearts of man.
And no, not like an actual gun. It literally shoots fear.
Or the
Okay.
Chest of Demons, an ark containing 13 monstrous ghosts.
Ghosts!
Should
Wow.
you be trapped within its grasp, your body and soul will be imprisoned in everlasting torment in this heretofore undiscovered 10th circle of hell.
Wow.
Neat. Scooby-Doo has done
Yeah, neat. I guess that's a word for it.
Electromagnetic waves. Survived being at the epicenter of an explosion that blew up time and successfully performed the Zabriskie Triangle.
Yeah, that's what I was talking
and
about.
Maddie Ziegler.
The Zabriskie
Although it
Triangle
sounds
is a
more
dance
consistent
so
now, to be
unbelievably
honest.
dangerous that even imperfect executions have caused widespread destruction.
When performed perfectly, it was so beautiful it literally lit up the entire universe and blew up the enormous snow globe containing it.
Yeah.
It makes sense if you watch the show. Actually, no, it doesn't.
Taking
No.
this literally, we
'Cause the
can
universe
measure
was
the
still
volume of the
there
broken
afterwards.
glass compared to the size of our entire cosmos within it. In order to shatter what is essentially an enormous glass superstructure, each dancer would have to be generating enough energy to destroy our universe 11 quintillion times over.
That's right. Maddie Ziegler is a
Um,
universe buster.
With Scooby-Doo as their nigh
Okay.
mascot, Mystery Incorporated has
That's
saved the
more
world
than I
from
thought.
alien invasions, wielded the power of a
I love when it
yellow
says what he's
lantern
done
ring,
for a
and
Scooby
was even
snack.
made a member of the Mystery Analysts of Gotham by Batman himself.
Yep.
Yes, Batman, the world's greatest detective, recognizes Scooby's skills.
Even
Mm-hmm.
facing down and defeating the evil entity, an eldritch dark god, and surviving its death, which rewrote all of reality. Yeah,
Except them?
You know, the talking dog that crossed over with the Harlem Globetrotters
Yeah.
and Don Knotts defeated Satan. No biggie.
Cool.
Where is Scooby-Doo?
Holy shit,
He's
Scooby.
solving mysteries and saving the world with his found family.
Also, he's an alien.
Wait, what?
Okay.
We interrupt this program to bring you.
Okay, I was
Courage,
expecting
the Cowardly Dog
there was gonna be an
Show,
ad, but no, we're getting right into
starring
Courage.
the Cowardly Dog.
Abandoned as a pup, he was found by Muriel, who lives in the middle of nowhere with her husband, Eustace Bagg.
Mm-hmm.
Creepy stuff happens in nowhere.
It's up to Courage to save his new home.
Yep.
Stupid Wiz, you made me look bad. Ooga booga booga!
You're breathing on me. Get away.
Who wouldn't be excited for one of animation's mightiest mutts?
Courage is an adorable.
Oh, yeah, no, he's no
eagle,
pushover.
heart of gold,
Absolutely.
and an
Friends with
undying
Scooby-Doo.
love for his doting
Can lay
Scottish
14
mistress.
karat
We
golden
are
eggs. What the
headhunters
hell?
with intense separation anxiety, excellent senses of smell, and a set of lungs that'll knock your socks off.
Mm-hmm.
All of which fits Courage to a T, especially the howling part.
To be fair, Courage has a lot to howl about. Nowhere
Uh-huh.
USA is a magnet for interdimensional weirdness, attracting
Kinda
some
like
the
Gravity Falls.
strangest freaks in the world.
Like master criminals, cats and LeQuack, mattress demons, mummies, weremoles, mad scientists, gods
Okay.
and goddesses, aliens, robots, alien robots.
Wow, we're still
this
going.
Chicken, the king of Flan, and of course the United States government.
And poor
Of course,
Courage
yes,
is
the worst of them all.
terrified of all of it. But his devotion to Muriel means he'll always step up and fight the good fight.
Like a good dog.
He's kind of a genius. He's a brilliant engineer capable of whipping up the most devious of
Mm-hmm.
traps almost instantly. And he's got an unending supply of tools at his disposal.
Everything
Yeah.
from his trusty mallet to
That is a
grappling
lot,
hooks,
holy
ray
crap.
guns, flamethrowers, chainsaws, bombs,
Dark
eagle-sized
matter meteor,
cannons,
and much,
yoke
much more.
A mind control helmet, vampire hunting gear, and the God Bone.
The God
Ancient
Bone.
artifact that is completely irresistible to any mortal dog, forcing them to lick it until they die.
Yeah.
Except for Courage, of course. I
Mm-hmm.
guess if you have the willpower to stare down a gigantic purple foot mobster, you can resist even the most delicious of treats.
And he
I
can
wonder what
pull
they'll say
all
about
this
Scooby
stuff out
then,
of his
'cause he
ass
fought
anytime
Satan,
he
right?
wants. He always has exactly what he needs.
All thanks to his computer named Computer.
Yeah.
A sentient desktop which knows almost anything and everything, even if he has a bit of an attitude about it.
Which means
I mean,
he's
come on, he'd be
always
boring if he
prepared,
didn't.
Especially when he can shapeshift his body into literally anything he can think of.
From inanimate objects to monsters to different animation mediums entirely. Courage
Right.
usually uses this as a form of charades to communicate with others, but don't get it twisted. These aren't just visual animation gags. His body is actually shapeshifting.
Courage's body is a canvas upon which his imagination runs wild. He can stretch to crazy lengths, shrink to microscopic sizes,
Ooh.
turn invisible, appear anywhere he wants, or duplicate
So it's like he's
himself.
got
He's also
super
effectively
Scooby snacks
immune
built
to
in.
damage. Oh, he still feels pain, but apparently his sheer terror overrides it.
Like the times he tore himself in half, or
Mm. Right,
turned
yeah.
himself fully inside out. The dude somehow vaporized his
It's a
entire
crazy
body
cartoon, I
completely,
swear.
without even ash remaining.
Yeah.
And he just popped back good as
Mm-hmm.
new.
Classic cartoon shenanigans, but technically anatomically correct. Until it isn't.
Right,
Courage can
sure,
create
yeah, yeah.
objects from his imagination and often breaks the fourth wall, directly addressing the audience.
Now, you would
Hello,
think
Courage.
being an impossible to kill force of nature would boost his confidence a bit, but
No,
isn't
never
that what
does.
anxiety does to you? It undermines your sense of self-worth and magnifies the problems around you.
Don't let that happen to
Sure,
you.
but Courage is also fighting gods just as powerful as himself. Like this enormous alien which could spike meteors so hard it spun the Earth 1,000 years into the future. That's
So,
crazy.
Then
going back in
Courage
time
got
again,
shot
or
out of a
I guess
cannon
forward in
and
time
punched
by
him through the
spinning the
moon,
Earth.
only to get slapped by that same alien.
Things he's done for love.
And he was
I love the
fine.
personality in here.
Courage is strong enough to physically patch up holes in the ozone layer, hold stars in his hands, and scream so loud he shattered the sun.
A
Yep.
scream like that would be like getting hit with over 100 septillion hydrogen bombs all at once.
68 quedet? I don't even know how to pronounce that.
Keep
That's
in
a big
mind, the
number.
sound waves of his scream would have had to travel through the near vacuum of space. Basically, a complete scientific impossibility.
Next
Right.
time you replace my beers in the fridge with LaCroix, I'm getting my boy Jack Spaniels to blow up the sun. You've been warned.
Okay. Jack Spaniel's that powerful?
That's not all.
I guess
One
he
time
is.
operated a Peloton
Wiz thinks so.
controlling a UFO and pedaled it fast enough to fly past Saturn, enter hyperspace, and cross the Milky Way galaxy.
It is so hard to keep all these
Courage's greatest
feats
challenge
in
came
mind,
from
to keep
inside
up with
his very
them.
home. A monster who tortures his poor pooch every single day.
Well, Eustace.
A depraved, psychotic motherfucker. The true prince of darkness. The greatest villain in
Yeah.
cartoon history. Eustace.
Yeah.
He even collected all of Courage's greatest foes like a legion of doom, all to mercilessly beat Courage to a pulp in a game of dodgeball.
He gives all rednecks a bad name, Wiz. I want to end him. Low.
Okay.
Well, Courage's accumulated PTSD always held him back until he met a kindred spirit, another
Scooby!
cowardly monster hunting hound, Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Together, they discover the source of Nowhere's weirdness, a dark matter meteor that controlled reality itself.
Originally,
Okay.
the meteor that wiped out the dinosaurs. Its dark matter can rewrite the laws of physics, control minds, and turn Courage into a giant kaiju.
Taking the
Whoa.
meteor for himself, Courage finally faced his fears, defeating this cicada queen goddess thing and saving his family once and for all. Yes, even Eustace.
Good.
So let that be a lesson to any who would encroach upon the bag's humble farm.
I would not.
As a protector.
He may be small and he may be scared, but standing
I
up
kind of
to
wish
our
I got
fears
into
is
this
what
cartoon
makes us
now.
brave in the first
Sounds
place.
cool.
That's why his name is Courage.
Hell yeah. Okay, so now we gotta think about
Maps are
this.
set. We've run the data
This
through all
sounds kind of
possibilities.
impossible.
It's time for a dog battle.
Time for a dog
Say it
battle.
like that, it sounds.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know. I do not know. This is harder than I thought it would be. Yeah, no, I totally ate my words at the beginning, didn't I? That, you know, I was like, Scooby might have inconsistent, really strong feats. No, it doesn't really look like it. Yeah, no, so again, like, I thought I consumed a lot of Scooby-Doo content. Clearly not enough. Granted, I wasn't always thinking about Scooby-Doo from a versus debater perspective. But still, you know, this is really hard. So it seems to me like Scooby had better feats of power, or that he could scale to better feats of power. Like him being able to resist like the whole universe being rewritten or whatever, destroying the universe like, what was it, 11 quintillion times? Like, I don't think we saw anything like that from Courage. We did see the sun breaking feat, and I think some feats that technically got even higher than that, but still, like, Jesus Christ. However, there are some things I think Courage has going for him. Like, he can match a lot of Scooby's abilities that he gets from the Scooby snacks, just from like his own abilities, although that doesn't really give him an advantage. It just means that, you know, it helps him out. And in terms of everything else, like, what was it in terms of speed? I'm not even sure if I really remember their best speed feats or whatever, but, you know, clearly they got a lot going for them there too, just with the whole Toon Force abilities. But Courage also has like the dark matter meteor, which I don't know, because that was like the crossover between Scooby and Courage. Did we ever see Scooby resist that? I'm not sure. And they talked about how Courage could come back from nothing, but I thought Scooby could as well, or he could at least come back from being turned into like ash or whatever, but I thought even just being like blown up into nothing or something. Maybe I'm misinterpreting that though. Maybe there actually still needs to be part of him there in order to survive, you know? It's still hard to say. Oh my god, yeah, this was a lot harder than I expected. Part of me is now thinking Scooby, but I'm still not sure. You know, I feel like, because I remember from Martian Manhunter versus Silver Surfer, they made Martian Manhunter sound really good, and Silver Surfer still won, so it's kind of hard to say. Maybe they're holding stuff back for Courage, or maybe they're not going into as much detail as maybe they could have in order to make it seem more fair. But honestly, right now, it seems like Scooby has a really big advantage. Like, it didn't seem like they were saying, like, that whole, like that Courage was equivalent to this many hydrogen bombs or whatever, but, like, I don't think it was up to the level of, like, 11 quintillion universes, you know? So it seems there that Scooby has the advantage, but otherwise it's hard to say. The Toon Force seems a lot more even now. Again, I would like to see Scooby win, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna play this and see how it goes. I am very excited to see what all this looks like.
Muriel? Muriel?
So yeah, it is like hand-drawn in kind of like a 3D environment. They back up into each other. Yep, that's perfect. Do it again. Oh no, okay. Oh my god. I was not expecting that. That's also 3D. Right, yeah, okay. This is fun. Yeah, take him, not me. Yeah, he's not happy. What is this, like a thumb wrestle? Yeah, it's a thumb wrestle. Oh, come on. That's cheating. Come on, Scooby, you're better than that. Alright, yeah, you guys still have other things to worry about. No, he's fine. Just pull it out. Yep, you got another head in there. Oh, this is very charming. Wow, they are going all out with this one. Oh yes, oh my god. This is such a staple of Scooby-Doo. That was such a good shot. No, dude, don't go anywhere.
Oh, there's one more thing.
Buddy. Okay, pull out computer. There. Wow, I'm gonna rewatch this so many times. I already know. With a speech impediment, you twit. Oh God, it's the no. Where's the boomstick? But he's fine. And that's the meteor, right? Yeah. There's the mystery machine. Cool. And the god bone.
All dogs love their bones, don't they?
Ow. Okay. Holy crap. I don't like seeing Scooby like that.
James. It's not.
Like, he can turn into a kaiju too. What? Scooby-Dooby-Doo! Courage? Whoa. Oh my god. Okay, he's fine. Wait, no, what are you doing?
Farmers help set the table.
Don't do this to me!
Every day.
Oh my god, I hate YouTube ads. Okay. Yeah, and Scooby has that box too, but it's Eustace!
What's her?
He would have gotten away with it too. Oh my god. This is an experience. Is that the end? Did they both survive?
What? Who won?
Wiz, as happy as I am to avoid on-screen dog murder, wasn't one of them supposed to die?
You
Not
think?
since the Great Norris Central Singularity event of 2015 have we had a result like this. It
Oh,
can't
yeah.
be like this, right?
Even with Courage's insane cosmic feats, you'd think the Zabrinsky Triangle would be enough to seal the deal. But both pooches could regenerate from basically
They
any
both
kind of
could.
physical
Okay,
damage.
yeah.
Both were incredibly smart in different ways. Scooby was more of a trickster with his dupes, while Courage was a scheming genius.
Yep.
Computer could have given Courage the edge if not for their canon crossover, where it failed to have solid information on Scooby and the gang.
So I
Okay.
guess it came down to their unique
That's interesting.
abilities. And for 90% of their arsenals, they were evenly matched. Transmutation, mind control, you get it. They're tunes with basically anything, except for the Chest of Demons and the Dark Matter Meteor.
Yep.
Sure, the chest could theoretically always trap Courage, but he'd always be able to escape and destroy it with the Dark Matter Meteor.
But
Yeah.
Scooby could repair the damage by reversing time and then trap him again.
And
Yeah.
Courage would break out again. You know where this is.
Yeah, so on and so forth.
Ultimately, this battle between man's best friends would never end.
But this is a death battle. Somebody has to
They
die.
could not kill each
Someone
other.
did, Wiz.
Yeah, there was a death.
Anybody tell you that you're
The
kind of
loser is
scary
Eustace.
sometimes?
I don't like dog killers.
Scooby and Courage were incredibly tough opponents that could go
Wow.
blow for blow. They were smart, powerful,
Mm-hmm.
and incredibly broken.
Doggone it, Wiz. I guess you could say Eustace had one hell of a rough day. My Shih Tzu not. Oh, those were powerful.
Oh my god. Shut
This
up.
battle is a draw.
Okay. Wow.
Hi, I'm Ben, the voice of Wiz.
Yeah, hi Ben.
We are about to announce
You-
the next
you
episode,
might have
but
given me a
before we do that,
stroke.
If you're not a Death Battle member yet, click that join button below.
But let's see who's next. Before I talk about all of this. Wait, was that Rick? And the doctor. Oh my god, Rick Sanchez versus the Doctor. Rick and Morty versus Doctor Who. I heard some people talking about this fight, just like in general, like I wasn't spoiled for it, but just like in general, I've heard people talking about this. But this is another one like Gojo versus Makima, where it kind of just, it feels weird that they're doing it now for some reason, but that might actually be interesting. Okay. Yeah, Rick versus the Doctor. That's another cartoon character. Like right after Scooby versus Courage, and also with, Stitch versus Rocket as well. And I guess Bill Cipher versus Discord wasn't in their plans originally because, that was one of the champion poll battles. But even still, this is like the most cartoons I think they've used in a season. And of course, this is more of like an Adult Swim type cartoon. Is it the first time they've used one of those? If so, that's really cool. And the Doctor obviously is from Doctor Who. There are a lot of doctors. Are they just going to put them together? I would assume so. That just seems to fall more in line with what they've done before, like with like Link, in both Link versus Cloud battles, and James Bond as well as a more recent example. Okay. That'll be interesting. I am excited for that, to see what kind of craziness, because it's all about time stuff, right? Like that's gonna be insane. But that'll be interesting. I'll try to have a prediction out for that. It's definitely not gonna be today. Maybe like tomorrow at some point. That'd be my hope, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, talking about this episode. What on earth just happened? So obviously it was a draw, and I know some people were really hoping that it was going to be a draw. And honestly, I don't really mind either. Like, usually when it comes to people saying like, oh, I want it to be a draw, like I get a little skeptical because I'm like, sure, like you don't want to see like one of your favorite characters die, but like at the same time, like, do you really want a battle to be inconclusive, Because for me, as someone who really watches Death Battle for the analyses, that's one of the main reasons why I watch it. Like I do want to see who they think would win. It's like with Stitch versus Rocket. Like I love both those characters, but I didn't want it to be a draw because I wanted to know who they thought would win. But honestly, for this battle, I can actually accept it. One, because they really went with the idea that neither could kill the other, which I'm fine rolling with, honestly. But also just like it felt fitting for this kind of fight, like it really turned more into them working together. And I know some people, like I think of like Jason versus Michael, like when they really go like off track with what they normally do. I know some people really don't like that. But I have a feeling that won't be as big an issue here. I think people are going to enjoy this episode. I certainly enjoyed it quite a bit. Just with everything they did, like all the tropes, all of the random creatures they put in, like this is what I keep saying about Death Battle. Like it really is a celebration of what makes the characters special. If this was just like a normal episode where there was none of that stuff and it was just like attack after attack after attack, I do think it would be worse, even though it would be a more normal episode of Death Battle, which some people seem to want to see all the time. I do think that this just made it better from not a Death Battle perspective, but from a Scooby and Courage perspective. And I think that should be a big priority every time. If you can make it more true to the characters, then I think you should. And I think Death Battle did this very, very well. So yeah, like that's just in terms of the animation though. Like in terms of the analyses, like they were going feat after feat after feat. They were still trying to talk about, who the characters were at their core, and I do really appreciate that, but it was very clear that they wanted to show how busted these characters are. And I totally respect that as well. Like when you look at cartoons, especially like in the tie-in material and all that, like eventually it just gets to the point where it's ridiculous, and I can respect that. They're cartoons, Makes me wonder how they would handle other cartoon episodes though. Like if Wile E. Coyote versus Tomcat ends up winning the Tournament of Champions, I'm curious if both of these characters have survived like anything, like, or they could come back from basically nothing, and neither of the characters like have a way to get past that. Would they just keep doing draws? I honestly don't think I'd love that, to be honest. I think it works well for Scooby versus Courage, but I don't know if I'd love that for like every hardcore Toon Force versus hardcore Toon Force battle that exists. But we'll just have to wait and see. It is really a case by case basis there. But yeah, no, I did really enjoy the analyses as well. I thought they were well written. Sometimes it was a little hard for me to keep up, but I think that's more of a me problem. Generally speaking, yeah, like I thought the jokes were good too. This was such a funny episode as well. Like, yeah, this is such a standout episode to me. It's like with Bill Cipher versus Discord, honestly. Like, my first impression is that I can't think of too many things that I didn't like about it. Like, it was just so good, you know? So I am very satisfied with all that. I did think the 3D environment worked very well, especially like after enough time had passed. Like, I really wasn't even noticing anymore. Yeah, and I think Louise was the main animator for this episode, right? Like, it was his first time, like, animating after, like, for a long time. Like, Louise, amazing job, man. Holy shit. Like, everything was just spot on. I can tell you put a lot of work into this. But yeah, like, I want to say more about this episode, but I feel like I really can't. Like, it's just really good. At least my first impression of it is really good. It gets to the point where I don't even know if I want to rank the season 10 episodes by the time they all come out, because it's going to get to the point where episodes that I really, really like are going to be close to the bottom. And then it's just going to look like I don't like those episodes. Even just choosing between the episodes in general is going to be super tough. So I don't know, maybe I'll do a ranking, or maybe I'll do like a retrospective of season 10 more so, rather than just ranking it, because that would be tough. I haven't made a decision yet, but that would be tough. But anyway, that's really all I have to say for this video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this battle, then let me know. Who do you think should have won? Do you think there should have been a winner? You know, all that. Let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like. Subscribe if you could too. That would be amazing. But no matter what you guys do, thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, that's it for me. I will see all of you guys in the next video. Peace out.